Alright, I've never pulled the engine off a 50 before, but from the looks of it, it's the wiring harness and it's two 12mm bolts. There was one here and then there's one right here behind this guard, which is loose. And if you look, the engine's completely loose. I have to take this cover off to get the chain off. And I think that's it really. I gotta obviously disconnect this wiring. Dang, that thing was a lot longer than I thought it was. Basically, I'm breaking these nuts loose, that way I can push the wheel forward and pull the chain off, because right now the only reason the motor's on is because the chain's holding it. So I'm gonna go ahead and break these loose real quick. Well, that worked. I don't know if you've seen that, but the wheel slid forward. Oh yeah, look how loose that chain is. So we should just be able to pop. Oh, look at that. That sprocket is not supposed to be that loose. Well, we should just be able to pop this off, but it ain't cooperating. There we go. Hopefully y'all seen how I did that. Okay, so we have one bolt here. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but that's the last engine mount on. There's only two. There's one here that I've seen so far, and the wiring. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the wiring off, and this is a fuel line. I can literally just simply turn that off and pop this off. Well, it's on there a little better than I thought. There we go. It's gonna leak a little fuel, but not much. As you see, the engine is free, so we'll go ahead and start taking this off. It don't look very healthy as is. Alright, got me a rag, got me some pliers. I'm gonna go ahead and take this BBR cap off. I'm using the rag because I don't want to scratch it. If it gets scratched, it is what it is, but I would prefer not to. It shouldn't be on there that tight, because I think I just put it on by hand, but I can't get it off by hand because, oh yeah, that was it. It broke, as in a good break. And there's the throttle cable. I think the brake's the only thing holding it, because the engine's definitely off, but it's resting on this brake lever. Well, there it went. Alright, so luckily I turned off the gas and everything because I did have to lean it over. So there was this line right here that was holding it on. Literally just a little, I don't know if it's a vacuum line for the carburetor, but it's connected right here. But it's off. I guess I'm going to go ahead and start ripping these pegs off and this shifter. Hopefully that shifter does fit my 140. If not, it comes with one, but the gold is so clean. Look at that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start ripping that off, and after that it's a waiting game. I gotta wait for UPS to get here and give me my engine, and I actually ordered a clutch cable, clutch lever and clutch cable off of Amazon. It was 12 bucks. So as of right now in this engine swap, I think I have like 400 bucks, not even. Hopefully it all goes well. Usually it don't, so I'm not expecting anything to go smooth because it never does. Okay, so I got everything off this engine that I needed, so I'm gonna start putting all the little nuts and bolts back where they go except the motor mount bolts, because I'm gonna need those. But these little exhaust bolts and the side cover and everything, I'm gonna start putting all that back together. Alrighty, the engine is back together. As you can see, I put the side cover back on it and all the nuts and bolts that fell off of it. But I did find this. I have no idea where it came off of, but it looks just like a plug, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I've been waiting all day and I finally got my clutch assembly and my motor. It literally took all day, but now we can start assembling this thing. I just unboxed it and there it is. It's a Lifan I hope I pronounced that right, Lifan 140. Let's put this on that bike. I'm not gonna explain too much and go into detail like I did at the beginning because I'm running out of time. So this is just gonna be a fast forward video. You might just have to lift it up. As you can see, the motor's on. It's just the 2 motor mounts, but look how wide this thing is. Look at the brake. I'm definitely gonna have to do something with that. I'm just gonna bend it out, but that's crazy. Okay, y'all, it's been about an hour and a half. I've been getting mad, frustrated, it's dark. I'm running out of time, but I got the exhaust on. I used the factory CRF coal and I did get her running. I did get the kickstart on, but that's it. I got the chain on, the kickstart, the exhaust is halfway on, and she does run. Now, it doesn't run the best, but it does crank up and run. That was my goal for tonight. I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with this throttle cable because as you see right there, it's like right on the gas tank. See it right there? It's right on the gas tank. So I'm gonna have to figure that out as well. A lot of figuring out, but it's on there and it runs. I'm about to install my clutch lever and cable and I'm done for tonight. This shifter that I was hoping was gonna fit this. Oh, it actually fits it. I actually didn't. Yes, that makes me happy. The wiring literally is color coded from the wiring harness that they send you, so. Okay, the pegs did fit. I don't know if it drives yet. Haven't made it that far. I know as soon as I crank it up, it revs really hard, so I'm gonna have to adjust the carburetor or throttle cable, one or the other. I am happy the shifter fit though. I do need to angle it up a little bit. Alright guys, this is day 2 of the 140 build. So the throttle cable was too short, so it was revved up super high, and I cut it down, but I didn't cut it down far enough. It did idle down a little bit when I cut this, but it wasn't enough, so I'm gonna cut it up some more. If you're wondering how I did that, I did it with a grinder, and I was very careful not to hit the actual cable, and I didn't somehow. Hopefully I can do that again. Anyways, so I had to cut the throttle cable. Another thing is, yes, this is super ghetto, so don't judge me here. This is zip tied, and the clutch is zip tied because I ordered the wrong clutch cable. So I just made it work for now. I actually ordered the right one, and it will be here tomorrow. So this is just for me to ride it because I wanted to ride it so bad. But it works, so don't hate if it works. Just gets me by today. I'm gonna cut all that off and replace it tomorrow. Also, I had to crack open this engine. I had to take this cover off. You have to take the kickstart off. You have to take the pegs off, and you just pop this off. The clutch was stuck. It wouldn't disengage, so it was just stuck together. Wouldn't come apart. How I fixed that is I had to take the clutch completely out. I put oil on it. I let it sit in oil for like probably 30 minutes. Stuck it back on there. It was good to go. This now, as you can see, with my zip ties, is working completely. It goes as far as it should. It works great. Now I'm about to fix this throttle. I just wanted to give you guys an update on what I've had to do, because I know at first I was going super in detail and then I had to quit because I was running out of time. The engine was super easy to get on here. The wiring was super easy. Literally, I just followed the wiring diagram on Google. The carburetor, it's supposed to have a spacer here, and it wouldn't fit. So I just did it without, and it's actually running fine. Like I said, it's idled high, but that's because this right here is too short. I whipped out the handy dandy dance saw. I'm by myself, so I don't want to cut my finger off with a grinder. And I just slowly worked my way around it until it popped off, and I actually did pretty good. I see one little wire burr right there, but it's okay. All right, and like I said, this wasn't going all the way down. If you look now, it's definitely got enough room to go all the way down. So that's fine because I have this all the way in, so I could back that out if it's too much, but I'm sure it won't be. The only thing I don't like is I had to cut a little past the 45, so the angle's kind of weird. I'm gonna have to lift my gas tank anyway, so it's fine, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I got that throttle cable worked out. I did have to adjust it here, but it worked out good. This is it all put back together. It literally looks factory. Like, if I just seen this thing sitting out, I would think it was a stock 50. But then you look, that Lifan, baby. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, but if I'm not, oh well, this thing is a beast. I've read reviews on them, and everything I've seen is pretty good. I hope it lasts. If it don't, there's a 50 engine right over there. I'll slap back on it.